Hi Graham, Lorraine, just get the video in. The light's kind of fading here, we've had a bit of a long day, but just give you a view of the house. It's looking pretty good with the front being tidied up. It looks really light, it's really nice. Really quite pleased about it. We'll go up closer and have a look in a minute. I think the blue works well on the eaves. It's all come together quite nicely. So I think we'll just quickly go around the outside first before we lose the daylight. So just a summary, just up the bay window, not been too much to talk about there. You can see the hopper box and the rainwater pipe connection just up there. Just looks quite nice. See all the timber detail in. You can obviously see John's finished off all the porch joinery. I don't know if that was done before. Got some nice large posts here. Little bits need to be doweled in and tidied up yet. This side's been completely replicated to match the opposing side, which is good. All the sort of repair work's done. I'm really pleased with the porch. Let's come around here. John pointed out that sort of patch there that you noted. That's an old cement repair by the looks of it. I think maybe when Rory's back, the stonemason, we can get him to have a look at it. It's obviously a bit of a cost, but it'd be nice to get it tidied up. We've got a little vent missing down there. Go back around to the other side. You can see there's a nice kind of Victorian vent on that side. Be quite good to match it. Just starting to get rid of some of these steps here. Looks like the stonework goes right down behind, so that's positive. What else we've been looking at today? I don't know if this was done last time, but these are the temporary structural supports for the opening that's going in the south gable. A couple of things to note on this elevation. Just a couple of hairline cracks. There's one, I don't know if you can actually see it on the video, kind of coming up there. This is obviously subject to our decisions that Lorraine and I have been speaking about. Also, I need to show you something internally about that. Around this side, we've also discovered another manhole down here today. We've had the manhole up here open and been pouring various water and the like down all these drains to get to the bottom of the drainage. Around here, it's the sort of founds broadly the same, I think, as when you saw it last time. Same sort of thing, went through all the setting out of this with John. Really where all the drain pipes go from above, things like that. The plumber's also been round the site with us today and gone through all the drainage. So we're all pretty clear on that. Don't know that there's much around this side here. I met both the plumber and the electrician today at length, but they're all pretty clear on what they've got to do now. Just to note that coming in there, that's your mains water and main power in, so they'll obviously be put below ground. So we'll just come into the building and show you some of the issues that came up today. So in the games room, I don't know how much of this you've seen. I don't know how much of it was done when you came here at Christmas and how much has been done since, but they're fairly moving on here. So obviously the stairs completely gone, and these are the two ceilings we're talking about. So if I can try and demonstrate this here. This one is moving and ready to fall down. It's not very good, so that bit definitely needs replacing. The other side's not so bad, but to be honest, there's so much flex on the floor upstairs that if we put any more weight on this floor, like the underfloor heating or additional ceilings, it's only going to exacerbate that problem. So I think we need to take these ceilings down. John and I have been discussing the sort of most sensible way to approach this. Really, we're trying to eliminate the bounce from the floor upstairs. So there's potentially talk of putting a perpendicular, what we'd call a flitch beam, which is 2 timber beams with a steel bit sandwiched between, running perpendicular here to stiffen the floor up a little bit. I need to get some more information from Chris on that for you, but and I'll speak to you more about it on the phone. Anything else to talk about in here? Obviously, this little area here is where the media cupboard's going to be, and then this is the door into the distribution boards. Electrician was round, Robert was round with us today, had a look through all the electrics. I'll update you on that probably in detail on the phone, but principally he didn't seem to have too many issues. All this is going to need replaced, this distribution board, because of a bigger system, but again, no problems. He's comfortable with the car charging points, all these sort of things. So yeah, I think that's probably everything in here. In here, it's really just been stripped back. There's not really much. I think this is probably pretty much the way it was when you saw it. Sorry, that's the front north living room. Front south room and dining room and kitchen. I'll just go back a bit and see if I can give you an idea of what it looks like. So if I come back over into the back north corner of the kitchen, what you can see in front of you is this is the old openings that were bricked up, blocked up. So I think last time Graham was here we did that. So this sharp edge down here is exactly where the edge of the door, the glass door, is going to go this way. This red steel column and beam coming out the ceiling is the bit that used to be boxed out of the wall. This is what we're hoping to remove. So Chris didn't make it to site today, so we're just still waiting on final confirmation of that. But obviously there's the slot window here, the glass door here. If we could shunt that window over a tiny bit, it's going to give us much more space here for the kitchen, stop any kind of clash. That corner's all quite tight, so removing this column would be good. We just need Chris's final say so that it's okay. I know Lorraine, you'd spoke about putting one big doorway in here. There's lintels going in at that point there. John really wants to get this done and broken out though, so we really need to make these decisions quite quickly. Again, I was hoping Chris was going to be with us today, but unfortunately that's not happened, so I think I'm going to have to come back out next week to get that pinned down for you. Windows obviously broken, blocked up. I think we spoke briefly, Lorraine, about the lowered ceilings, and yep, you're right about the lowered ceilings. There's lowered ceilings throughout this whole building. So if I can just climb up here. So that there is some of the old original coving. It's like a kind of, see if I can get a good picture of it. It's like a crisscross pattern. I don't know if you can see in there or not, probably not. It does give us lots of space though below these suspended ceilings to put high dollar pipe work, which is great. So I think that's probably all there is to show in here. I've spoke to John about levelling all the floors for the underfloor heating system. We've been through all that. Just under the stair landing. Just see, I don't know how much you can see here, but, and that's back through into the games room. What else? Just out to the porch. We discussed obviously the service runs that are coming down here in the north side of the porch as you come in. We're taking quite a lot of survey sizes today around about the stair to get you the final sizes, but just for some indication of sort of what we're dealing with here, this wall plane here is not on the same level as that wall plane, and this also boxes out. And then on this side here, this upper bit of stair actually continues over that wall a little bit, and actually is what you see in the corner of the kitchen there. So it's a little bit complex, hence why it's not been quite as easy just to knock out a drawing. You can see how it kind of comes up to here, goes to the side and overlaps this wall a little bit, plus this wall in front of us and the wall upstairs aren't actually coplanar. So coming upstairs, you got the hall window obviously. I'm on the landing. This landing level will be coming up a little bit here, so you'll be a little bit higher to the window. Just up to the top again. Surveyed all this area again just to double check, so get you some information on that. Just looking back over the main stair, John and I have been discussing this opening that's to be created here. There's one or two issues with that. I don't know if you can see up in the ceiling, we've got these tie beams that come across above essentially the stair. So that point there's actually a load coming down the wall, down to the ground. So we definitely don't want to be opening any further than that point. To be honest, I wonder if this is one of these potential saving issues, unless you're really precious on it. This is a brick wall here, so actually cutting this opening is going to be quite expensive piece of work, I think, for what we achieve. I think it's one of these things, once we see the cost, we decide what we do actually. So we'll just go through around the other rooms. I think you've probably already seen this room, all stripped back. Don't think there's much to report in here really. We'll go around into the front southeast room. Just show you how John's repaired above that window. Got 4 timber lintels in there bolted together and glued. And then new rafters, ends connecting up to the old rafters. Chimney's blocked up, obviously. Down into this little bathroom room. Again, yeah, just resurveyed this to check. Come round to the other side, so if we go to the front north room, again, just the walls have been all stripped back. Stand on my back to the light, see if you can get a better view of it. There you go. So into here. So this is somehow above the games room. So this is the floor with the most spring in it. I can feel it bouncing underneath my feet. The concern with that is that it leads to sort of creaky floors, and the joists in this room are all going this way. So outline suggestion is to run a beam perpendicular under the floor here to kind of stiffen the whole thing up a bit, take the bounce out of the floor, stop any creaky floorboards, and make it a little bit stronger so that we can hang a new ceiling from downstairs. Again, pretty much clear out, strip out in here. It feels like a good big space. You're obviously looking at bedroom, the 2 bathrooms, the bedroom, and then the bathroom, and then the master or the main bedroom out the front. See what what else we have here to look at. I think that's us for the moment. Just around these rooms. Up into the second floor, so just try to stay out the way the guys are doing clearing out of here. So they're up and down the stairs a lot. You can see there ain't much left up here, which is great. Ewan's got in the place just now. View out the window. I'm not sure you can really beat that, to be honest. So yeah, it's just big strip out works up here. Been through all the drainage up here with the plumber. Talked about how we're going to drain the bath, all these sort of issues. Let's go through to the other side. See what we're doing here. Obviously quite open here. You can see right down. This is going to be a nice big space up here actually. Right. Back down the stairs. Just leave the camera running so you guys can see. This is the kind of the boxing out I was talking about. It's basically bits of steel work hidden in there. I don't know if you can see that. One last thing in this back games room, we're obviously trying to tie this height through with that height. I think in reality it's going to end up being a tiny bit lower because of how John's got to get the lintel in, but I'm trying to get him to keep it as high as possible. I think that's possibly it's going to be slightly more of an issue for you in the kitchen space. So that's the dining room window. So you can see ceiling edge lines up with the top of the window, comes through. Now, because of where that steel beam is, we need to put in a steel beam in the wall lower than that to support that steel beam and create the opening, and then put the windows or the door and the window underneath that steel beam. So that is going to result in these side doors being slightly lower than that top door. It's just something to highlight. Because of the position of that steel, there's actually nothing we can do about that. Yes, I think that's probably it. John is going to mock up the framing on this back wall of the kitchen for me, and on this side wall, check the whole thing's square, and then give us a construction size for the kitchen from finish to finish. So that'll be the absolute size that we need manufactured for the kitchen. I think from looking at it today, it might be about 60 or 70mm bigger than what we have on the kitchen suppliers drawing at the moment. So once we get this framed up and set out and measured, that'll be the time to really pull the trigger on the kitchen. I don't think there's much more here. I still think we should stick to the plan in this area actually, partly because this has all been created for the new edge of the door and set out in that position. But I'll speak to you about this, Lorraine, further down the line. Okay, I think that's 20 minutes. I'm not sure there's much more to see here, and it's getting pretty cold and pretty dark. So sign off and speak to you tomorrow, I would imagine. Okay, cheers, bye.